So college swimming is slowly coming back, as well as the Paris Olympics, which is not too far behind. So now it's time to ask the question, how good are NCAA swimmers, when it comes to the Olympics and long course swimming. So welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be doing an experiment. I'm going to be trying to create a team full of NCAA swimmers that were have either swum in NCAA or have swum in the past in the NCAA. And I'm going to try to win a championship with this team. And some of the settings I'm going to be using, for simulation difficulties, around normal, fatigue, recovery rates, trades I'm obviously going to be turning on, and then extension deadline, trade deadline. And then the course I'm going to be using is short course yards. So obviously the whole purpose of this video is to showcase the short course yard swimming for the NCAA swimmers. And then draft classes are on, retirements on, draft lottery, all-star match, and salary cap. So those are the settings I'm going to be using. And so let's get started. Alright, so the team I'm controlling is the Virginia Mad Ants. Obviously I got to use Virginia just because, they're starting the season, and obviously they're the huge favorites to win. So, looking at our roster, we have Lucas Martins, Lisa Torres, Shimanovic. A lot of these swimmers don't swim in the NCAA, so it looks like we're going to have to make some trades or something. And look at the free agents that we had. So obviously I started in the off season. So Tom Dean we can't retain. Smolika we can. Georgia I believe. Litchfield we can't. Barrett I don't think so. And then Bailey Anderson, who went to Indiana, and Robert Quinta went to USC I believe, and Heinley went to I have no idea, I don't remember. But and then looking at our overall roster right now, that's what it looks like. So it's now the first event. We're starting in the off season. Will be the NSL draft. So let's see what pick we have. All right, and we have the 8th pick overall. So let's see who's still on the board. Obviously, Kate Douglas, Carson Foster, Grant House, McNeil. This is a star-studded NCAA class here. So let's see who lands with us. And looks like Douglas, Foster, House, McNeil all are drafted. And it looks like Jake Foster, Jack Dahlgren, Staten, and Corbeau are kind of our top NCAA swimmers here. And obviously we can try to trade some of the swimmers that are not NCAA swimmers, which is basically just everyone here. So let's have some fun with that. So I'm going to try to make a trade with the Denver Huskies. I'm going to try to trade that for that first round pick one, which is Kate Douglas. Obviously, very star-studded NCAA swimmer right there. And I'm also going to try to snag Matt Sates and Ryan Murphy. So 2 NCAA swimmers there, Cal Bear and Georgia Bulldog. And then I'm also going to try to trade Lucas Martins, Ilya Shimanovic, Alicia Torres, and Tessa Vernman. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but let's see if this blockbuster trade goes down. And they agree with that offer. Alright, so now back to the draft. And now we do have Kate Douglas, who goes back to Virginia, so that's pretty cool. And then now we have pick number 8, and take a look at what we need. I think we do need Jake Foster, so let's pick up Jake. And then our next pick, which is pick number 40, which is the last pick in the draft. And we do have Brooks Curry, who's actually on the board here. And we all know how good he is in the NCAA, so let's pick up Brooks Curry. Alright, then team and player options, we have no one to retain for team options, and then looking at all the other teams, we have Shane Cassis, who we can possibly get. He declines his option. Luis Hansen went to USC. Albiera went to he accepted his team option. And then let's see anyone else. Erica Brown we can try to get. Coleman Stewart declines. Simone Manuel accepts his deal, so we can't get her. And there's a lot of interesting names in here. We try, even though all the team options are kind of accepted here, so maybe not that many options. Okay, so now free agency time, and let's take a look at some of the big names. Shane Cassis is here. Let's see any other NCAA swimmers. Kathleen Baker, Michael Andrew. Pani was supposed to be an NCAA swimmer, but for NC State, but ended up declining that. Luis Hansen, Hosu, can't get Soystrom, and see if any other Ledeckis here. Acevedo, Finley Knox, no. And then Flickener, Tom Shields, Drew Kibler, Erica Brown, Abby Whitesell, Coleman Stewart, Tom Dean. Tom Dean's not in NCAA summer, but there's a lot of really good names that we can try to go after. First, I want to end up trading a lot of the swimmers that aren't in the NCAA because obviously we can't have them on our team. So let's have some fun trading them. All right, so I'm going to try to make my first trade. I'm going to try to trade Paul Zellman, Pedro, I don't know how to say the last name, and it's Simone Sabioni for 2 first-round picks from Boston and Hunter Armstrong, who went to Ohio State. So let's see if they accept this offer. And looks like they want another asset or something. So maybe I can try to throw in a second-round pick or something. So let's throw that in, and let's see if they accept this offer this time. And so they agree to that. And then I'm also going to make another trade with New York. I'm also going to trade Freya Colbert and Laura Stevens for Lily King. So obviously we all know how great she is in the short course pool in the breaststroke events, and they agreed to the offer. And then lastly, I'm going to trade Jennifer Alves, I don't know if I'm saying that right, to Cincinnati for a second round pick. So let's see if they agree to this offer. And it looks like they don't. So it looks like we have to negotiate a different trade. Okay, so maybe I'll try a later pick, like a 2023 pick. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to offer Smoliga a 2-year, $76,000 deal. And then I'm also going to offer Shane Cassis an offer, who also has 5 other offers. So looks like we're at a bargain for him. I'd also kind of like to get Louise Hansen doing some butterfly and backstroke, as well as like the freestyle sprints. And so I'm going to offer a 4-year, $1.6 million deal, and also has 3 different other offers. Let's also try to get obviously the GOAT, Katie Ledecky, 4-year, $1.4 million deal. And then with my last offer, I'm going to get Abby Weitzu, who went to Cal, on a 3-year, $880,000 deal. And then after day 1, we do get Abby Weitzel, so that's a good pickup there. We do miss that on Shane Cassis, who goes to Florida. Kind of interesting move there. And then Hansen, Ledecky signed elsewhere. Let's see where they went. Louise Hansen goes to Atlanta, and then Ledecky goes to Tennessee. So pretty interesting moves there. Okay, so now day 2 of free agency, and we still have some good names on the board. We still have that one offer, which is Olivia Smoliga, who has 2 offers now. So we do have to bargain for her. And let's see if there's any interesting names I want to try to get. Okay, so I do want to take a flyer on Drew Kibler. Try to get a 2-year, $589,000 with the play option. And obviously, we went to Texas. He swims middle distance freestyle, but obviously in short course yards, he can swim from anything from the 50 to the 500. So let's offer that contract. Let's also try to get Sophie Hansen, who is the breaststroker for NC State. And I'm also going to offer a minimum deal to Leanna Mack, who went to UCLA. And then with my last offer, let's also try to get Leah Smith back. So obviously she swam for UVA, so that'd be kind of interesting to bring her back to Virginia. And then after day 2, we'd get Leah Smith, but looks like Drew Kibler and Sophie Hansen accept different offers. And we also have to wait on Smoliga as well. Drew Kibler goes to Florida, so I think Florida is stacking up on some good names. I think they signed Shane Cassis and now Drew Kibler. And Titmus also signed with Arizona, even though she's obviously not NCAA swimmer. Okay, so now day 3, I'm going to offer, my third offer, Gabby DeLoof an offer. So let's offer a minimum deal to her. She can swim freestyle and backstroke. And then let's also give her sister, Allie DeLoof, an offer as well. And then with the last offer, I'm going to sign Bailey Anderson, who went to Indiana. And after day 3, we get more people to sign. So we get Smoliga back, we get DeLoof, sisters, and Anderson. Alright, so on to day 4, and now we actually have more female swimmers than male swimmers. So looks like we have to build up on our men's side. So looks like we do need a breaststroker, at least a sprint breaststroker. Jake Foster is more of a 200, 400 swimmer. We do have our 2 backstrokers with Murphy and Armstrong, and we have a freestyler with Brooks Curry and Matt Sates. So maybe we can try to look for a butterflyer. So first offer, I'm going to offer Dylan Carter, who went to USC, a 2-year, $468,000 with the player option on the 3rd year. And we do have some extra money, so looks like we can make this offer. And I'm also going to offer Zane Grothy, who went to Auburn, for a minimum deal. And then let's also get Zach Harding, who went to Louisville. And then let's also get Anton Ibsen, who went to NC State. I forget what country he represents, but we do offer him a contract. And after day 3, or day 4 actually, we get Leanna Mack to sign Anton Ibsen, and Zach Carding. Alright, and then now day 5, I do need a breaststroker, so I'm going to sign Cody Miller, Indiana native, and also a great vlogger. Let's also sign Sando Condarelli. I believe he went to USC, if I'm not correct. I don't know if I'm right, but... And then with my last offer, I'm going to get Kira Smith, who I believe went to Minnesota. I don't know if I'm right on that. And then after day 5, we get Zane Grothe, Cody Miller, and Kira Smith. Alright, so that'll be the last day of free agency that I'll simulate. So now I'm just going to fill out the rest of the roster. And yeah, so we'll see what the rest of the roster looks like after free agency. Okay, so now we're at the start of the 2023 season. So I did make some some signings in the offseason. So we obviously had the big signing of Abby Whitesell. I actually have all the Duluths there. So I have Allie Duluth here, Katie Duluth, and Gabby Duluth right here. So yeah, and also I signed Annie Laser, Andy Mirez, Bailey Anderson, Hunter Tapp, Jake Foster, Javier Acevedo, Kate Douglas, who I drafted, Kira Smith, Leah Smith, Lily King, who I traded for, Matt Sates as well, I traded, and Murphy, and Zane Grothe I signed, Zach Harding. So this is a really good all-around team. I don't think it's going to be good enough to win the championship this year, but we'll see how that goes. So here we'll take a look at some of my lineup here, and obviously I have a good medley relay with Smoliga, King, Douglas, and Whitesell, and then on the men's side, Murphy, Miller, Cody Miller, Giles Smith, who I signed, and Brooks Curry. Maybe not the greatest medley relay there, but is the best I can make. And then you have Abby Whitesell as well in the 2 free and 50 free. Douglas is swimming in the 100 breaststroke, and I probably should put her in the 200 freestyle. So now I have Whitesell, Douglas, and Smoliga in there. And take a look at anything interesting else. Bailey Anderson, Leah Smith in the 400 IM, and King in the 2 breast. Duluth sisters in the 200 backstroke, or actually just one, but Gabby. I put Kate Douglas in the 100 fly over the 200 breast just because we have Annie Laser in that 3rd spot. 1000 freestyle we have. Let's see. I don't want to put Whitesell in the 1000 freestyle, so let's take her out of that, and maybe I'll put Whitesell in here. Okay, and then you have Douglas, Anderson, and Lily King in the 200 IM. Yeah, I guess I'll leave King in the 2 IM just because. And then let's go on the men's side. See if there's anything interesting. Zane Grothe, Anton Ibsen, Sates Curry in the 2 free, Cody Miller, Jake Foster, and Yusuf El Kamash, Murphy, Hunter Armstrong, Acevedo, and let's see if there's anything else. 50 freestyle, well, Condarelli and Armstrong and Curry, Jake Foster in the 4 IM with Sates and Ibsen, and then Giles Smith. 100 fly is a little bit weak with Smith, Condarelli, and Harding. Cody Miller and Jake Foster in the 2 breast, Murphy and Acevedo in the 2 back, and then 1000 freestyle we have Grothe, Ibsen, and Foster, Curry, Armstrong, and Condarelli in 100 freestyle. Murphy, Foster, Acevedo, and Sates, Grothe, and Ibsen. So that's going to be my lineup there. I'm going to save it. And so now I'm going to simulate to our first match. We are versing Houston, so let's simcast this match. Okay, so now we're at the first match. We are facing Houston, and I'm going to take a look at their roster. And so let's see who they have. They have Adam Barrett, Charlie Swanson, Anna Hopkin, and Lee Benji, Lenny Palliser. So I have 2 really good distance swimmers, and we only have Leah Smith as our only distance swimmer. They have Ryan White, Michelle Coleman, and Tommy Cope, who's a good short course swimmer, Ingrid Wilm, Emily Seabaum, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else. Kira Toussaint, Kylie Moss, 2 really good backstrokers there. All right, so now let's simulate to let's go skip to event number event number 10, and let's see if we have the lead there. And we're up by 50 points, so a really good start to move up to event number 10. And here we see you get a 1-2-3 finish in the 100 backstroke. Murphy 44.3 in 100 back, Armstrong 45.5. So solid times there. And see if there's anything interesting else. Cody Miller 51.7, King 56.7, and Matt Sates 133.7. A little slow in the 2 free, but it is technically in season. And then distance events, that's where we're not looking that great. We do have Leah Smith who gets second in there. And yeah, so now let's skip to event number like 18 or something. So, and after event number 18, we are still up, but our lead has shrunken to 29 points. So take a look at some more results. Shake Foster with the 3:42.0. And Leah Smith gets second, 4:10 in the 400 IM. Brooks Curry goes 19:2 in the 50 freestyle. Douglas kind of went slow. Maybe I think I put her in like a back-to-back event. Did I put her like in a 100 backstroke or something? No, it doesn't seem like it. I don't know why she swam that slow. I mean, she has the fastest time in history. Well, I'm gonna guess she's in 100 breaststroke, but that's a lot of time. And so let's see what else happened. 200 butterfly. Ncaa gets our fastest swimmer, but only in third. Matt Sates goes 143 and 2 fly. Abby Whitesell gets the win in 50 free, 21.5, and then Curry with a 19.2 finish, getting that win there. And then medley relays did finish first in the women's side. Men's side didn't look that great there. And yeah, so that let's go simulate to event number like 28. Actually, let's go to 30. Let's just like go to the end. And then after 30, event number 30, we extend our lead to now 52 points, and now we're looking really good. I don't think we're gonna blow this lead. 41.8 for Curry. That's a really good time in season. Douglas with the 47.0 and the 100 free, and St. Grothy gets the win in the 1,000 freestyle. And see anything else interesting happens here. Murphy 139.7 in the 2 back. Yeah, and their backstroke crew with Wilm, Seabum, and White. It's a really good. Yeah, they went 1-2-3 there. Cody Miller 152.03 in the 2 breast, and 1-2-3 finish there. They didn't even have anyone swim in the two breasts. That's pretty funny. And King, Smith, and Laser solid there. 100 fly didn't go that well. That's a weak point. We had to upgrade in the 100 fly spot. And then Douglas getting the win, 49.7 in the 100 fly. That's really fast. And so now I'm going to simulate the rest of this match, and we actually won by almost 100 points there. So about like 80 points almost. And Kay Douglas, our match MVP, with 43 points. So really good for her. Nothing interesting really happened. 4:08 in the 5 free. That's okay. That's really fast. And St. Grothy 4:14. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that match is over. Alright, so now we are 1-0. And now so I'm going to simulate to about like 8 or 9 matches, probably up to the extension deadline. And let's see where we are then. Now I'm at the trade deadline, and here we're actually 10-0. So we're looking really good, surprisingly. You know, I honestly thought we were going to be kind of like around like the 500 mark, so like 6-4 or 5-5. But yeah, surprisingly, we're 10-0, so we're undefeated. And then look at the standings. We're actually, I guess we're tied for first with Virginia and Arizona. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what that matchup is going to look like. And yeah, let's see when we actually face them. So Arizona, we're actually facing around July 9th, so that'll be kind of interesting to see where we are. I don't actually expect us to win a championship the first year, but if we can do that, that'll be awesome. So let's kind of take a look at our team stats. So let's go to Virginia, and so Kate Douglas is actually leading the way at 41.1 points per match, which is absolutely insane. Not that good in the 50 freestyle, so maybe let me see if I can like try to change that. I don't know if she's like swimming any sort of double. She's not in the 100 breaststroke. And she's in a 2. I don't know why she's in a 2 fly, so let's take her out of that. Yeah, maybe that's why she's not doing that great. And then Ryan Murphy with 26 points, Smoliga with 23 points, and see any other interesting. Jake Foster 17 points, and Cody Miller 16 points. That's really good for him. And Grothy with 16 points as their distance swimmer, and Lily King 23.8 points, 9 points in the 200 breast, and 7 in the 200 breaststroke. Hunter Armstrong was really solid as well. Brooks Curry 24.3 points per match. Anton Ibsen, our distance swimmer, 15.8, really good. Abby Weitzel 25.4. Leah Smith with 28 points. That was a really good signing there that we picked up. And then Javier Acevedo, who I gave like a pretty large contract to, only 8 points. So bit of a disappointment for him. Might try to trade him in the offseason. So, and then looking at some of the league stats, Mira Belmonte is the leading points per match scorer with 43.5, and then Kate Douglas is our teammate is 41.1 points per match, really solid. Shoystrom, Dressel, Ledecky, we tried to sign in the offseason, but we couldn't get. Klesnikov, Milak, see any other Virginia swimmers. Leah Smith is there as our 17th scorer. So yeah, not bad for her. And then looking at the All-Star participants for the 2023 All-Star match, Kate Douglas is our captain on the women's side, and Dressel is the male captain. See if there's any other notable NCAA swimmers on our team. Ryan Murphy makes it, and let's see if anyone else is here. Abby Weitzel's here. Leah Smith makes it. Smoliga makes it here, and that's about it. So a couple NCAA swimmers on our team. So yes, now I'm gonna simulate this entire draft. Okay, so now I'm at the All-Star match, and I'm just gonna simulate this entire match all at once, and let's see if there's any interesting results that pop up. And Team Dressel actually takes the win here. Kate Douglas is the match MVP with 33.5 points, along with Dressel with 28 points. So going through the results, Katie Ledecky gets the win in 15:21 and in a 16:50, and Fink as well with the 14:28. Drew Kibler gets the win 131.0 and the 2 free. Shoystrom with the 141.7 in the 200 freestyle. And Lily King gets the win here, 56.6. Shimanovic, 49.9 in 100 breaststroke. Reagan Smith and Clement Klesnikov, 50.4 and 44.3 in 100 backstroke. 2 fly, Mira Belmonte and Zhang Yufei go 1-2 here. And look at the stack field, the 2 fly of the men's. Milak, Honda, Seto, and Ponte, that's a pretty stacked race there. And then Shoystrom, McKeon in the 50 freestyle, Ryan Held, Florent Manadou. McIntosh goes 354.2 in the 4IM, and Seto 333.8 with Bobby Fink getting in second, 335. Douglas and Milak win 100 fly, 49.4 and 43.7. Those are really fast times there. And then Ledecky gets the win in the 1,000 freestyle, with Lucas Martins getting the win in the 1,000 freestyle with Bobby Fink in second. Simone Manuel gets the win over Kate Campbell. No beef there. 46-1 there. And then Dressel gets the win in 100 free over Chalmers. That'll be an interesting battle to see, in short course yards. And then Douglas gets the win at 2IM, 152.7. And then Dressel gets the win 138.6. That's pretty fast there. Lee Benji wins the 5 free over Ledecky. Pretty interesting result. And then Milak wins over Drew Kibler and Bobby Fink. So yeah, those are all the results of the All-Star match. So now I'm just going to finish up the regular season, and we'll see if we can try to go undefeated. And at the end of the season, Kate Douglas for Virginia wins MVP for on the female side. 42.8 points per match and 19 match MVP. So she was the MVP in all the matches. Dressel wins MVP on the male side. Female Rookie of the Year also goes to Kate Douglas. And we also get Rookie of the Year Brooks Curry on our team. And Team of the Year goes to Virginia, which is us, 19-0, undefeated. Yeah, really good season from us. All NSL teams, we have Douglas, Belmonte, Shoystrom, Ledecky, with Dressel, Klesnikov, Leclos, Milak. And then on the B team, we have McNeil, McKeon, Smith, and Callaghan with Gousset, Shevit, Morzov, and Murphy. And then on the C team, we have Manuel, Hansen, Groves, and McIntosh with Seto, Curry, Fink, and Chalmers. So now looking at the playoff bracket, we are the 1 seed on the Eastern Conference. We are taking the winner of Michigan or Philadelphia. So let's simulate the first round, and we'll see who we are facing. And it looks like we are facing Michigan. So let's take a look at what their roster looks like. So they have Ben Proud, Bobby Fink, Brianna Throssell, David Popovich, John Shevit, and Mallory Comerford, Leah Neal, and Willow Cone, who's a really good short course breaststroker, and Mila Tite, and Taylor Ruck. So a lot of really good names in here, but I think we can easily take them. So I'm going to simulate this entire match as a whole, and let's see if we can come out on top. And we end up taking a dub here. It was actually a close match. We only won by 21 points, so it was a little close. And now we are facing Florida, and let's see what their roster looks like. So they have Alberto Rossetti, Drew Kibler, who we tried to sign in the offseason. Let's see, Katinka Hosu, Maxine Grousset, Kilbert Goda, Melanie Margalis, Shane Cassis, who we also tried to sign in the offseason, Sophie Hansen as well, who I tried to sign, and Ryan Held. So a lot of good NCAA swimmers actually in here. So, but I think we can still easily take them down. So let's simulate this round again. And we end up moving on, and we won by about 50 points. So now we're on to the finals, and now we're facing Arizona, who are 18-1. Or actually, no, now they're 16-3 actually. But so let's take a look at what their roster looks like. They have Ariane Titmus, Caleb Dressel, Kate Campbell, Diaceto, Christian Diener, Charlotte Bonnet, Kyle Chalmers on the same team as well. That's pretty interesting. Kaylin McEwen. So this is actually a really good team. Michael Andrew. So for this match, I'm actually going to simcast this match. So we'll see event by event breakdown. And let's see if we can try to come out on top. Alright, so now let's go simulate to like event number... Let's skip to event number like 12 again. And after event number 12, we are up by 15 points. And looks like Olivia Smoliga is actually our leading scorer with 11.75 points. And let's see if there's any interesting results here. Ryan Murphy with the 44.0 and 100 backstroke. A little bit off his best time. Smoliga 49.9 and 100 backstroke. That's pretty good. Dressel 50.06 and 100 breast. Lily King 55.6 and 100 breast. And yeah, it looks like those are all the interesting results there. So let's skip to like event number 24. And now we're actually down by 1. So it looks like this is going to be a really close match here. Down by 1 point. And yeah, Kaylin McEwen obviously getting big points for Arizona. Cody Miller 149.9. Solid time for him. King 202. And Kate Douglas 48.6. I think that might actually be like an American record right there. I have no idea. And yeah, not a good finish in the 400 IM. Going 4.56 there. And anything interesting in the 50 freestyle, Curry went 18.5, and Douglas went 20.9. So yeah, really good solid times there, but we are still losing. So I think now I'm going to just like go simulate event by event all the way to the end, and I'll try to see. I'll let it play out here. So starting with the medley relay here, we are down by 1. Hopefully we can try to get some big points here. Got a win there, and then take it back there. Leah Smith gets the win, the 1,000 freestyle, but we are now that was a good finish there on the men's side. Kate Douglas gets second there to Kate Campbell. Dressel and Chalmers, not much I can do there. So now the score is tied. Douglas gets the win in 2 IM, and then Dressel takes it back. So now we're down by 5, down by 12 now. Not looking great here. We need really good points here in the 4 free, and that's a good start, but no, it looks like we just fall short by 7 points. So after going undefeated in the regular season, we end up choking in the finals. And Kate Douglas was the MVP, 46 points, so that's really good for her. But I mean, Dressel and Chalmers on the same team is a little bit insane there. So I mean, he just went 136 in the 2 IM, so there's not much I can do there. So yeah, now Arizona is our champions, and now I'm gonna do like one more year, and let's see how I can try to upgrade this roster. So after the 2023 season, looks like a couple of big names retire: Coleman Stewart, Tom Shields, Andy Lacer, who is on our team, retires along with Zane Grothe, and yeah, so those are some of the big names that retired. Looking at the Hall of Fame inductees, Coleman Stewart and Ryan Hoffer, 2 NCAA prime swimmers, make it to the Hall of Fame. And now on to the NSL draft, and this 2024 draft class actually has a lot of really good swimmers here. So we do have pick number 20 and pick number 40, but obviously because this draft class is pretty deep, I do want to try to make some trades here. So let's see what trades we can try to do. So the first trade I'm going to try to make is try to trade pick number 40 and a second round pick from Cincinnati, who we acquired for pick number 10 from Philadelphia. So let's see if they accept this offer. They don't. So let's try pick number 11 from Tennessee. Maybe they'll accept this offer. And looks like they're not fully accepting that offer, so maybe try pick number 12 maybe. So I'm now going to try to trade pick number 12 from Michigan, and maybe they'll accept it, and they do. Alright, so now on to the draft, and we have the pick number 12. We do have Alex Walsh going number 1, Izzy Ivy number 2, Phoebe Bacon, Orlando, Deskin Lasco, Brandon Burns, who was just picked before us, so let's see what we need maybe. So we could try to take Luke Hobson, who's probably the most intriguing pick here. Stakowski, but we do have Acevedo and Murphy on our team, so I don't know if that's the best fit there. Luke Miller might not be the best pick. You could try to take Andrei Minikov, who's a really good butterflyer, freestyle sprinter, so I think I'm actually going to take Minikov. Now we have pick number 20, and we'll see what we need. I think we do need a breaststroker just because we do have Lily King, but she's also in free agency, so I might look towards a female breaststroker. I don't think there's any female breaststrokers left on the draft board, so I think I might make a trade with Texas and try to pick up like Mona McSherry or Caitlin Dober. It doesn't really matter who I pick. So let's see if they accept a pick number 20 for a pick 16 swap. And this pick number 20 actually has more value, so it looks like this trade will go through, and it does. Okay, so now team and player options. I do want to accept the offer on Leah Smith for $159,000, but Javier Acevedo, who wasn't really that good for us. I mean, I'll take a look at the stats here. Yeah, Javier Acevedo only 8.55 points, so yeah, not a really good season. I'm thinking about maybe accepting this offer and then try to package a trade offer to another team, but I don't know how much trade value he would have, so I'm gonna decline his offer actually. So yeah, so we decline that offer, and yeah, so now on to free agency. So looking at this free agency class, there's actually a lot of really good names in this class, but we also do have a lot of let's see, we have $1.2 million to spend, but we also have a lot of free agents that we have to retain on our team. So I mean, looking at this list, I'm not gonna bring back Acevedo, maybe on like a minimum deal or something. Lily King and Grothy retired. We have all the Duluth sisters. Brooks Curry's probably might be our biggest free agent that we have to retain. Hunter Armstrong as well, and yeah, a lot of Duluth. Cody Miller, Annie Lazy retired, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which swimmers that on our team that I want to bring back and which ones I kind of let walk. So let's see which swimmers I want to offer. So obviously I'm going to bring back Lily King to our team on a 4-year, $1.4 million deal. And let's also bring back Brooks Curry on a 4-year, $1.3 million deal. Let's also try to offer Bobby Fink from Florida. Previous team was Michigan, though. On a 3-year, $1 million deal with the player option on the 4th year. Let's offer Willa Conan offer on a 2-year deal. And then with my last offer, I'm going to try to get Anna Hopkins on a 3-year deal, who I believe went to Arkansas. And after day 1, we do get Brooks Curry back, and we also get Anna Hopkins back. We do miss out on Lily King, so that's going to be a problem. We have to try to get a breaststroker to replace her. And Bobby Fink and Willa Cohn will small offers, so yeah, it looks like we have to make up another breaststroker on the female side. Okay, so now day 2 of free agency, and we still have a good amount of money to spend, $650,000. We still have the offers of Willa Cohn and Bobby Fink, so I offered Sophie Hansen a deal, obviously because we had to make up a breaststroker on our team. David Johnson, who's a good distance swimmer and IMer, and Joanna Evans, who is a distance freestyler. And obviously we were really suffering in that distance freestyle on the female side, so let's simulate to the next day. And we end up getting Bobby Fink and Sophie Hansen. Let's see if we have enough cap space, and we do. So welcome to the team. I want to see if I can try to make a trade with Kansas. I do need a male breaststroker on our team. We don't really have that many male breaststrokers, so I'm going to try to trade this Boston pick to Kansas for Casper Corbo, who is a really good short course yard swimmer from Texas. And looks like they want another asset, so maybe let's try to throw in like a 2nd round pick somewhere. So maybe this 2026 pick. And let's see if they accept this offer. and they agreed to that offer. Okay, so now day 3 of free agency, and we just made that trade for Corbeau, and we still have the offers of Willa Cone, but I don't think we're gonna get him just because we're negative in cap space. David Johnson, we still have the offer, and Evans, and I'd signed Katie DeLuff to an offer, and I'd try to bring back Cody Miller on a 1-year deal with a team option on the second year. So let's see what swimmers we get on this third day. And it looks like we get David Johnston, DeLuff, and Miller and Evans. So now we're building up our roster slowly. All right, so I'm going to try to make another blockbuster trade, I guess. I'm going to try to trade 2 first-round picks from 2024 and 2025 and add Katie DeLuff, who I just signed, and David Johnston for Kelly Pash, who's a really good butterflyer from Texas, and also can swim the IMs. So let's see if we can do this trade, and looks like they accept that offer. And now day 4 actually of free agency, and I did make a couple offers to a couple of swimmers that I retain. We still have the Will Cone offer. I'm probably not going to accept that if he accepts. Camden Murphy, who I believe went through Georgia, he's also a really solid butterflyer. He had really good 200 butterfly times and 100 fly. Sarah Gibson, who I believe went to Texas A&M, is also another butterflyer. We do need butterfly depth on our team. Gabby DeLuff, who was on our team before, and we just traded her sister away. And then Anton Ibsen, who we're bringing back on a 1-year deal. So let's see if we can get some more people to sign with us. And looks like we get Gibson, DeLuff, and Ibsen. Camden Murphy signs elsewhere. And yeah, I think that'll be the last day of free agency, and I'm just gonna like simulate the rest of our roster, and we'll see what that looks like coming into the 2024 season now. Alright, so now we're at the start of the 2024 season, and now this is what our roster looks like. We have White Soak, we signed last year. We have DeLuff, Ali DeLuff, Andre Medikov, we signed. Hopkin, who we signed as well. And then Fink, Curry, Corbeau, we traded for. Cody Miller, we bought back. Daria Rose, who we signed. Jake Foster, Javier Acevedo, Kate Douglas, who's our league leading scorer. Cordes, who we signed. Kelly Pash, who we traded for. Leah Smith, Matt Sates, and Maxine Parker, who is actually also a UVA swimmer, so pretty interesting to bring her back. Moen McSherry, who we drafted as our breaststroker. Molly Hannes, Murphy, Smoliga, and Sophie Hansen, who we signed in the offseason. So this is what my lineup is going to look like. It's nothing really that interesting. Leah Smith is probably our best distance swimmer, swimming the 1500, 4IM, even the 500 freestyle. And then White Soul, Hopkin, and the 2 free. And then our breaststroke is actually really good with Hannes, Hansen, and McSherry. The really stacked lineup. And then backstroke, we have the Blue Sisters with Smoliga, Pelly Pash, who we traded for the 2 fly. And then our 50 freestyle, sprint freestyle is going to be really good with Whitesell, Douglas, and Hopkin. 4IM, Leah Smith, Kelly Pash, and then Douglas and the 100 fly over the 2 breasts, just because our breaststroke is really good. And then and then Leah Smith and Smoliga. And then 1000 freestyle, Leah Smith as well. And then 100 freestyle is also really stacked, Douglas, Hopkin, and Whitesell. And then 2IM, Douglas, Pash, and Hansen. And then 5 free with Leah Smith and Evans. And then on the men's side, we have Fink leading the way in the 1650. And our medley relay looks solid. It's a little bit better with Murphy, Cordes, Minikoff, and Curry. And then 2 free, we have Sates and Curry. And we have 100 breaststroke, Cordes, Corbeau, and Miller. Also really good, solid threesome right there. And then backstroke, Murphy, Acevedo, Daria Rose in the 2 fly with Sates. And then 50 free, Curry, Sando Condarelli, and Minikoff. 4IM is solid with Fink, Foster, and Ibsen. 100 fly, Minikoff, and Rose. Cordes, Corbeau, and Miller in the 2 breast. 2 back, we have Murphy, Tarasevich, and Acevedo. And then 1000 free, we have Fink, Ibsen, and Foster. 100 free, Curry, Minikoff, and Condarelli. 2IM, Murphy, Corbeau, and Jake Foster. 5 free, Sates, Ibsen, and Fink. And yeah, and our freestyle relays look good on both sides, but on the women's side we have Hopkin, Whitesell, Douglas, and Smoliga. Like no one's gonna beat that team there. So yeah, so I think that's gonna be the lineup I'm gonna be rolling with. So now I'm actually gonna simulate all the way. I'm gonna simulate the entire season, and I honestly expect this team to go 19-0. So let's see how we do. All right, and at the end of the season, Kate Douglas wins MVP for Virginia, not surprisingly. And then Chad Leclos gets male MVP, and then female Rookie of the Year goes to Catherine Burkhoff. Male Rookie of the Year goes to Orlando, and most improved swimmer goes to, for female side, is Lara Van Niekerk, and then Yunya Hinamoto. I don't really know much about him, but he's the male most improved swimmer. And then Virginia Mad Ants, the team that we're controlling, 19-0, undefeated, first in the conference. And then all rookie team, or all NSL teams, you have Douglas, Shostrom, Belmonte, McKeon, along with Leclos, Milak, Klesnikov, and Seto. On the B relay, we have Reagan Smith, Ledecky, Seabaum, and McIntosh, with Dressel, Chalmers, Murphy, and Scott. And then on the C team, we have McNeil, Burkhoff, Manuel, and Groves, along with Crusade, Cassis, Heliger, and Morozov. Looking at the standings here, we're 19-0. Like I said, we're undefeated. The second best team was the Las Vegas Sharks, New York 39ers, and Tennessee Blazers. So we had pretty good season for us by our standards. And then kind of looking at some of the league stats here, Kate Douglas was the league leading scorer with 42.4 points per match, along with Shostrom, Belmonte, Smith, and Ledecky. And who was our second leading scorer on our team? So looks like it was Ryan Murphy at 23.6 points per match. And kind of looking at our own team stats, Curry 22.0, Whitesell 20.1, Pash with 16.3, and Dari Rose 8.8. Not bad numbers. Leah Smith, I think, was our third leading scorer with 25.4. And Cordes was actually solid, 14.9. He was a really good breaststroker. And Hansen as well, 15.9. So, and Smoliga, 18.3. So yeah, really solid numbers for him. Matt States was a little disappointing with only 12 points, or 13 points to be exact. Bobby Fink, who we acquired in free agency, 22 points, just what I expected to do. Andrei Minikov, 19.7. And Hopkins 17.5. So really solid numbers all around the board. And now on to the finals, or the NSL playoff bracket actually. And so we are in the Eastern Conference. We are taking on the winner of Indiana and Philadelphia. So let's simulate to our first match. And looks like we're taking on Indiana. So let's see what their team looks like. They have Pilato. They have Katie DeLuff, who we actually traded them to. Let's see who else they have. Felix Sabach, David Johnson, who we also traded them to. Daniel Whiffen, really solid distance swimmer. And who's their best swimmer on their team? Penny Alexiak, Catherine Burkhoff, the Rookie of the Year on the female side. And yeah, honestly, this team doesn't really scare me at all. So let's just simulate this match, and let's see if we can advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we do, so we end up going to the conference finals, and we are taking on Michigan. And looking at their roster, let's see what they have. They have David Popovich, who only averaging 13.4 points per match, so not a really good season for him. Cassia Wasik, they have Wog, Lanny Pauser, Mallory Comerford, who's probably their best swimmer here. Vlad Morozov as well, Michaela Romanchuk, Max Litchfield, and John Shebet as well. And yeah, so this roster is also not really that intriguing to me. I'd expect to win. So let's simulate this match, and let's see if we can go to the finals. And just like that, we move on pretty easily, winning over by 100 points over Michigan. And now we are on to the finals, facing Las Vegas. And so let's see what their roster looks like. They have Erica Brown, Bjorn Seeliger. So this looks like a better roster here. Isabel Ghost, Caitlin Dobler, Christoph Milak, who's probably their best swimmer here. Or actually, no, it's probably Shostrom. And Meg Harris, Mitchell Arkin. So yeah, this team is pretty stacked here, but I still think we can easily match up with them. Yui Yahashi as well. And yeah, they also have some really solid roll swimmers here. Duncan Scott, Dennis Rapsis. So yeah, so now I'm actually gonna simcast this match, and let's see if we can get this done. Okay, so now let's simulate I'm probably gonna skip to like event like the halfway point, so probably like event number 20, I guess. Oh wow, so now we're actually blowing out this team almost by 70 points. So yeah, I mean, even though Chris stopped me went 43 go and 100 fly, I mean, we're still up by a lot. Douglas 48-1. I think that's a new American record right there. And Jake Foster 336.7. And let's see, Bjorn Seeliger tied with Curry 18-7. Douglas 21:02 in the 50 really fast. A little bit off the best time, but it is what it is. Pash getting the win at 2 fly. And yeah, so now I'm gonna skip to like event number 30, I guess. So, and looks like our lead is still around 60 points, so maybe they cut in a lead a little bit, but I don't think we're gonna blow this lead. So Minikoff, Curry with a 1-2 finish and 100 freestyle. Bobby Fink 837, and let's see if there's anything else interesting that happened here. Yeah, our breaststroke is probably what's killing the other team because they have 2 no-shows while we have a 1-2-4 finish. Could have been a 1-2-3 finish there, but and then on the women's side, you had a 1-2-5 finish. So yeah, really good brush. I think our breaststroke was probably the reason why we were able to come out on top. So now it's similar to the end of the match. No chance for blowing a 60-point lead here, and we end up winning almost by 100 points, 381.5 to 285.5. Kate Douglas is the finals MVP with 39.2 points to 25 points, and yeah, so really good season. So that's going to be it for me for this challenge. And I mean, obviously this was a really fun and challenging rebuild. Obviously, I can only use NCAA swimmers that either swam in the NCAA or swam in the past, and yeah, it was really challenging because there were like a lot of swimmers where like, oh, I could easily assign a swimmer, but he had no affiliation with NCAA. He's like international swimmer, and I was like, well, I really need to sign. He'd be perfect for my team or whatnot, but you kind of got the deal of it. So yeah, and there was also like a lot of swimmers that I didn't even know even swam in the NCAA. It was like kind of interesting, kind of looking up all the information about these swimmers. So that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.